This is the harness setup that I currently use with the GPX 6000. You'll notice that I have an enhancer fitted, and also up a little bit higher on the harness I have a Bluetooth receiver fitted. Can I make improvements to this current setup? Well, hang around for a minute and let's have a look at it. Well, good morning everyone. I'm back out here in the bush, just about ready to go for a play. But just before I do, I thought I'd point out a couple of features of the setup that I'm currently using. Now, this system with the steel phase SP01 and the Bluetooth receiver has been working really well. There has been one minor problem, however, and that problem has been the movement of the cable. Now, if I just get down here and touch this cable here, that cable tends to move around slightly from time to time, and whenever that happens, you get a bit of a glitch in the audio. I've been trying to eliminate that. My first attempt was to try and attach the cable to the harness at various points with cable ties. That worked quite well most of the time. However, whenever I bent down to recover a target, it meant that my harness was flexing, and obviously my body was moving as well. And the big issue there was that I ran into problems with the cable actually moving in this area here, and obviously the audio would cut out from time to time. Not a major problem, but I thought, wow, there must be a way of streamlining that. And this is what I've basically come up with. Okay, what I decided to do was to try and reposition the Bluetooth receiver in another location. Initially I thought I could position it alongside the SP01. That was okay, except that it kept on hitting the pick. I wanted to keep the cable as short as possible, and then I experimented with actually positioning it inside the container, or inside the little canvas pouch that the SP01 lives in. I was pleasantly surprised that there appeared to be no interference when I did this. That's probably due to the fact that the SP01 is shielded anyway, so the solution was quite simple. All I did was come up with a short cable, and I made that up yesterday. So what that enables me to do is position everything inside that pouch, a really short cable that's going to be confined. It's much more streamlined, so hopefully this is going to work well. Today is the day where I'm going to go and test it out. So just give me a sec and I'll position everything in the pouch, and you can have a look at it. Well, you can see that the short lead I made up with two right angle plugs does the job quite well. And if I just close this up, you can see that there's going to be very, very little movement. It's compact. Hopefully it's going to work well in the field. There's only one thing for it, and that is to get out and give it a try. So I'm just about to stumble off down into a gully. Hopefully I can rattle around down there, perhaps find something, but that's not the purpose of today's exercise. Basically what I want to do is make sure that the audio works under a range of conditions. When I'm moving, when I'm swinging the pick, when I'm walking, all of those sorts of situations. I want to make sure that the system works with very little interference or glitching in the sound. So here we go, off down into a gully, and we'll have a bit of a look around. See you down there. Well, I finally made it down into the gully. It's a little bit wet and it's quite overgrown, so it looks like I'm going to have damp boots by the end of the day. But anyway, the main thing is to test out this audio. Now currently I've got the machine running. If I can have a look here, I'm on setting of number 4, so sensitivity 4. I currently have the audio on the machine itself turned on. I just wanted to do a quick comparison. Now there's going to be a lot of hot rocks here, and this damp soil is going to play up with the machine, but you can hear that the machine at the moment is quite stable. Now if I have a look at the SP01, I've just opened it up. There it is. I'm running mode 2. I've got the volume at about 3/4, and I'm on filter 1. and you can see the little receiver is tucked in there nicely. So what I'm going to do is just plug in my speakers and just do a bit of a comparison. I'm starting to hear a little bit of EMI on the machine now. So let's plug this in. So if I can find my audio plug. Plug that in. And what I'll do is come back here and turn the Bluetooth on. And there we have it through my speakers. So on the way down, there was no electrical interference, no glitches in the system. And as you can see, the audio is crisp and clear, it's nice and quiet. I'll just bend down, move around, take a couple of steps. Yep, it looks as though this is going to work quite well. So what I'm going to do now is go and have a bit of a play, see if I can find a target or two. And if I do, I'll get back to you. I don't like my chances. I've been through here a couple of months ago, but you never know. With these damp conditions and obviously a couple of floods that have been through in the last couple of months, you never know what you may find. So I'll get back to you shortly. Well, I'll leave the sound on. You can hear the threshold in the background is running really smoothly. I haven't had any glitches, any lapses in audio whatsoever. And to give you an indication of the rubbish I'm walking through, it's not real flash. I have picked up a bit of a signal down in here somewhere, and if you just have a bit of a listen to this. So the sound is coming through really well. So what I might do is have a bit of a scratch of that, dig it out and see what it is. Well, as you can see, that's what I scratched out. And look what fell out. I wasn't really expecting to get anything here. But anyway, it's a small piece of gold. Everything's been working perfectly so far, so I'll keep moving. Well, that's the gully I was working in. It turned out to be just too overgrown. I had a real problem trying to get the coil on the ground. There was trees down everywhere. It was wet. The machine wasn't running all that well because of the saturated ground. A lot of false signals, but from the audio perspective, even though I was ducking and weaving to get through all of that undergrowth, the machine ran perfectly. So it looks like this is going to be the audio setup that I'll be using from now on. It was just nice to have the speakers running up near my ears rather than trying to listen to that speaker that was pushing to the back. The headphones also worked extremely well, so I'm pleased with this setup. Anyway, I'll call it quits at this. It's time to go home and have a cup of tea. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.